Yeah. Sound like my mic is right.
Thrice the branded cat has mewed.
Thrice and once the hedge pig whined.
Harper cries, 'tis time, 'tis
Round,
time.
round about the cowardly girl in the poison interest of. Told that under cold stone days and nights has 31. Sultry venom, sleeping God, boiled the first in the charmed pot.
Double, double, toil and trouble.
Fire burn and cauldron bubble. Fillet of a fenny snake, in the cauldron, boil and bake. Eye of newt and toe of frog, adder's fork, and blind worm's sting. Lizard's leg and howlet's wing, for a charm of powerful trouble. Like a hell broth, boil and bubble.
Double, double, toil and trouble. Fire burn and cauldron bubble. Scale of dragon, tooth of wolf, witch's mummy, maul and gulf. Of the ravine, sea salt shark, root of hemlock daggered in the dark. Liver of blasphemy, Jew, gall of goat, and slips of yew silvered in the moon's eclipse. Fringes of birth, stranger's babe, ditch delivered in a drab. Make the gruel thick and slab. Add thereto a tiger's cauldron for the ingredients for our cauldron.
Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. Cool it with a baboon's blood, then the charm is firm and good.
Oh, well done, I commend your pain, and everyone shall share in the gain. And now about the cauldron sings, like elves and fairies in a ring, enchanting all that you put in.
Black spirits, let's go. Y'all so wet.
By the pricking of my thumbs, something wicked this way comes. Open locks, whoever knocks.
How now, you secret, black and midnight hags? What is it you do?
A deed without a name.
I conjure you by that which you profess. However, you come to know it, answer me, though you untie the winds and let them fight against the churches, though yesty waves confound and swallow navigation up, though bladed corn be lodged and trees blown down, the castles topple on their warders' heads, though palaces and pyramids do slope, their heads to their foundations, though the treasure of nature Germans tumble all together, even till destruction sickens me. Answer me to what I ask you.
Spake.
Demand.
Will answer.
Say if the habits rather hear it from our mouths or from our masters.
Call him. Let me see him.
Horn so flowed that heavy in her non-pharaoh grease that slanting. From the murderers give it, throw into the flame.
Come, high, low, thyself and thy office deftly show.
Tell me, thou unknown power.
He knows thy thought. Hear his speech, but say thou not.
Bang! Boom! Macbeth, Macbeth, Macbeth. Beware, Macduff. Beware the dying of thy fire dismiss me enough. Whatever thou art for thy good caution, thanks thou hast harped my fear aright. But one word more.
He will not be commanded. Here's another more important than the fire.
Bang! Bang! Macbeth, Macbeth, Macbeth. Had I 3 ears, I'd hear thee. Be bloody, bold, and resolute. Laugh to scorn. The power of man for none of women born shall harm Macbeth. Then live. Macduff, what need I fear of thee? But yet I'll make assurance double sure. And take a bond of fate, thou shalt not live, that I may tell pale-hearted fear it lies, and sleep in spite of thunder. What is this that rises like the issue of a king, and wears upon his baby brow the round atop of sovereignty?
Listen, but not speak to it.
Be lion metal, proud and take no care. Who chafes, who frets, who where conspires. Macbeth shall never vanquish be until. Shut up. Be a burning wood to hide Dunsane Hill, shall come against him.
That will never be. Who can impress the forest, bid the tree? Unfix his earth-bound root? Sweet Bodemet's good, rebellious dead, rise never till the wood of Burnham rise, and our high-placed Macbeth shall live the lease of nature, pay his breath to time and mortal custom. Yet my heart throbs to know one thing. Tell me, if you art can tell so much, shall Banquo's issue reign in this kingdom?
Seek to know no more.
I will be satisfied. Deny me this, and an eternal curse fall on you. Let me know why sinks that cauldron, and what noise is this?
Show his eyes and grieve his heart. Come like shadows, so depart.
Boss. Thou art like the spirit of Banquo. Down thy crown does sear mine eyelids, and thy hair, thou other gold-bound brow. It's like the first and third is like the former, filthy hags. Why do you show me this? A fourth, star eyes. What will the line stretch out the crack of doom? Another yet, a seventh. I'll see no more, and yet the eighth appears, who bears a glass which shows me many more. And some I see that twofold balls and strebble scepters carry horrible sight. Now I see 'tis true, for the blood-boltered Banquo smiles upon me and points at them for his, what is this, sir?
Ah, sir, all this is so, but why stands Macbeth thus amazedly? Come, sisters, cheer we up his sprites, and show the best of our delights. I'll charm the air to give a sound while you perform your antic round, that this great king may kindly say our duties did his welcome pay.
Where are they? Gone? Let this pernicious hour stand a curse in the calendar. Come in without there.
What's your grace's will?
Saw you the weird niggas? Weird sisters?
No, my lord.
Came they not by you?
No, indeed, my lord.
Infected by the air whereon they ride, and damned all those that trust them. I did hear the galloping horse. Who was it that came by?
This 2 or 3, my lord. What brings your word? Macduff is fled to England.
Fled to England?
Aye, my good lord.
Time thou anticipatest my dead exploits. The filthy purpose never is overtook, unless the deed go with it. From this moment, the very first things of my heart shall be the first things of my hand. And even now, to crown my thoughts with acts, be it thought and done. The castle of Macduff will surprise, seize upon fife, give to the edge of the sword. His wife, his nappy-headed children, and all unfortunate souls that trace him in his line.
Tell him.
No boasting like a fool. This deed I'll do before, this purpose cool. But no more sights. Where are these gentlemen? Come, bring me where they are.
What had he done to make him fly the land?
You must have patience, madam.
Boss. He had none. His flight was madness. When our actions do not, our fears make us traitors.
You know not whether it was wisdom or his fear.
Wisdom? To leave his wife to his babes? Whoop! His mansions and his titles? Whoop! In a place?
Boss.
From whence himself does fly? He loves us not. He wants the natural touch. For the poor wind, the most diminutive of birds will fly. Her young ones in her nest against the owl, all is the fear and nothing is the love. As little as wisdom, there the flight so run against all wisdom.
2 steps from boss. My dearest cuz, I pray you school yourself. But for your husband, he is noble, wise, judicious, and a boss, and best knows the fits of the season. I dare not speak much further, but the cruel are the times when we are traitors and do not know ourselves, when we hold rumor for what we fear, yet know not what we fear, but float upon a wild and violent sea, each way and move. I take my leave of you. Shall not be long, but I'll be here again. Things at the worst will cease, stop, smoke, or else climb upward to what they were before. My pretty cousin, blessings upon you.
Father he is, yet fatherless.
I'm so much a fool. Should I stay longer, it would be my disgrace and your discomfort. I take my leave at once. Ross out.
Thera! Your father is dead, and what will you do now? How will you live?
As birds do, Mother.
What? With worms and flies?
Is what I get. I mean, and so do they.
Poor bird. All this never fear, nor let lime the pitiful nor the gain.
Why should I, Mother? Poor birds, they are not set for it. My father is not dead, for all you're saying.
Yes, he is dead. How wilt thou do for a father?
Nay, how will you do for a husband?
Why, I can go buy me 20 from the market.
Then you'll buy them and sell them.
Thou speakest with thy wilt, and yet in faith with what enough for thee?
Was my father a traitor, Mother? Was he?
Ah, he was.
What is a traitor?
Why, the ones who swears and lies, duh.
And be all traitors that do so?
Everyone that does so is a traitor and must be hanged.
And must they all be hanged that swear and lie?
Everyone.
Who must hang them?
Why, the honest man.
Then the liars and the swearers are fools, for there are liars and swearers now, to beat the honest men and hang up them.
Now God help thee, poor monkey. But how wilt thou do for a father?
If he were dead, you'd weep for him. If you would not, it were a good sign that I should quickly have a new father.
Poor Paddler, how thou talkest.
Bless you, fair dame. I am not to you known, though in your state of honor I am perfect. I doubt some danger does approach you nearly, if you will take a homely man's advice. Be not found here, hence, with your little ones, to fright you thus, methinks I too am savage. To do worse to you were to fell cruelty, which is to deny your person. Heaven peruse you.
Done no harm, but I remember now I am of this earthly world. Where do harm is often laudable, to do good sometimes. Accounted dangerously folly. When then, alas, do I put that womanly defense to say I have done no harm? What are these faces?
Where your husband?
I hope in no place unsatisfied where such as thou must find him.
He a traitor. Thou list, thou shaggy villain. What, you egg? Mother, he has killed me.
Let us seek out some desolate shade, and there weep our sad bosoms empty.
Let us rather hold fast the mortal sword, and like good men bestride our downfall and birth dawn. Each new morn, new widows howl, new orphans cry, new sorrows strike heaven on the face, that it resounds as if it would felt with Scotland and yelled out like syllable of dolor.
What I believe, I'll wait. What no, believe and I can redress. As I find to friend, I will. What you have spoke, it may be perchance. This tyrant, whose sole name blisters our tongues, was once though honest. You have loved him well. He hath not touched yet. I am young, but something you may deserve him through me, and wisdom to offer up a weak, poor, innocent lamb to appease an angry God.
I am not treacherous.
But Macbeth is, a good and virtuous nature may recoil, an imperial charge, but I shall crave your pardon, that which by my thoughts cannot penetrate.
I have lost my hopes.
Angels are bright, though the brightest fail. Though all things foul wear the brows of grace, yet grace must still look up.
I have lost my hopes.
Though perchance even there where I find my doubts. Why in rawness left you wife and child? Those precious motives, those strong knots of love, without leave taking, I pray you, let us not be jealous by your dishonor, but mine own safety. You are rightly just, whatever I shall think.
Bleed, bleed, poor country. Great tyranny, lay thou thy bases sure, for goodness dare not check thee where thou thy wrongs. The title is afeard. Fare thee well, Lord. I will not be the villain that thou thinkest, for the whole space that's in the tyrant's grasp, and rich east to boot.
Be not offended. I speak not as an absolute fear of you. I think our country sinks beneath the yoke. It weeps, it bleeds, and each new day a gash is added to her wounds. I think withal, there would be my hands lifted up in my right, and from here, gracious England, have I offered. When I shall tread upon the tyrant's head, or wear it upon my sword, yet my poor country shall have more vices than it had before, more suffering, more sundry than ever, by him that shall succeed.
What shall he be?
It is myself, I mean, in whom I know all the particulars of vices so grafted, that when they shall be opened, black Macbeth, which seems as snow in the poor state, esteem him as a lamb, being compared in my own confinements harms.
Not in the legions. Horrid hell no. Can become a devil more damned and evils to top Macbeth.
I grant him a bloody, luxurious, avarice, false, deceitful, sudden, malicious smacking of every sin, and that has a name. There is no bottom, none, in my voluptuous. Your wives, your daughters, your matrons, your maids could not fill up. The cistern of my lust and my desire, all continent impediments would overbear, that did not oppose my will. Better Macbeth than such one to reign.
Boundless intemperance, and nature is a tyranny. It hath been the untimely emptying of the happy throne and fall of many kings, but fear not yet to take upon you what is yours. You may convey your pleasures in a spacious plenty, and yet seem cold the time you may so hoodwink. We have willing dames enough. There cannot be that vulture in you to devour so many as will to greatness dedicate themselves, finding it so inclined.
With this there grows in my most ill-composed affection such a staunch avarice, that were I king I should cut off the nobles of their lands, desire his jewels, and this other's house. My more having would have a sauce, to make me hunger more, that I should forge quarrels unjust against the good and loyal, destroying them for wealth.
This avarice sticks deeper, grows with more pernicious root than summer seeming lust, and it hath been the sword of our slain kings. Yet do not fear, Scotland hath poisons to fill up your will of your mere own. All these are portable with other graces wave.
But I have none. The kings become graces as justice, verity, temperance, stableness, bounty, perseverance, mercy, lowliness, devotion, patience, courage, fortitude. I have no relish of them, but abound in the division of each crime, acting in many ways. Nay, had I power, I should power the sweet milk of concord into hell. Uproar the universal peace, confound all unity of earth.
Oh, Scotland! Oh, Scotland!
If such a one be fit to govern, speak. I am as I have spoken.
Fit to govern? Not to live, O nation miserable, with an untitled tyrant, bloody sceptered. When shalt thou see thy wholesome days again? Since that thou truest issue of thy throne, by his own interdiction stands accursed and does blaspheme his breed. Thy royal father was a most sainted king. The queen that bore thee oftener upon her knees than on her feet died every day she lived. Fare thee well. These evils thou repeatest upon thyself hath banished me from Scotland. Oh, my breast! Thy hope ends there.
Macduff, this noble passion, child of integrity, hath my soul. Wipe the black sculptures, reconciled my thoughts to thy good truth and honor. Devilish Macbeth, by many of these trains hath sought to win me into my power, and modest wisdom plucks me from over a credulous haste. But God above, I put myself to thy direction, and unspeak mine own detraction. Here abjure the taints and blames I laid upon myself. For stranger to my nature, I am yet unknown to woman, never have forsworn, scarcely have coveted that was mine own. At no time broke my faith, I would not betray the devil to his fellow in delight. No less in truth than life, my first false speaking was this upon myself. what I am truly, what is thine in my poor country to command. Whither indeed before thy here approach, old Seward, with 10,000 warlike men, already at a point and was setting forth. Now will together the chance of goodness be like our warranted quarrel. Why are you silent?
Such welcome and unwelcome things at once. 'Tis hard to reconcile.
Well, more anon, comes the king forth, I pray you.
Aye, sir, there are a crew of wrecked souls that stay his cure. Their malady convinces the great essay of heart. But as his torch such sensitivity hath heaven given his hand, they presently amend.
Thank you, doctor.
What's the disease he means?
'Tis called the eve, a most miraculous work in this good king, which often since my here remain in England, I have seen him do, how he solicits heaven. Him himself best knows, but strangely visited people, all swollen and ulcerous, pitiful to the eye. The mere despair of surgery he cures, hanging a golden lamp upon their necks. Put on this holy prayer, and 'tis spoken to the succeeding royalty he leaves. The healing benediction, with this strange virtue, he hath a heavenly gift of prophecy. A sundry blessing hangs about his throne that speak him full of grace.
See who comes here.
My countryman, but yet I know him not.
My ever gentle cousin, welcome hither.
I know him now. Good God, we times remove the means that make us strangers.
Who disturbeth Rose? Sir, amen.
Stand Scotland where it did?
Alas, poor country, almost afraid to know itself. It cannot be called our mother, but our grave. Where nothing but who knows nothing is once seen to smile, are made not marked. Where sighs and groans and shrieks that rent the air are made not marked. Where violent sorrow seems a modern ecstasy, the dead man's knell is there scarce. As for who, and good men's live, their lives expire before the flowers in the caps die or ere they sicken. Boss.
All relation. Too nice and yet too true.
What's the newest grief?
Pass the pub. Yeah. No niggas can't hit this. That of an hour's age doth hiss the speaker. Each minute teems a new one.
How does my wife
Why? Well.
and all my children?
Well too.
The tyrant has not battered at their peace.
No. They were well at peace. When did I leave them?
Be not of your speech. How goes it?
Please. When I came hither to transport the tidings, which I have heavily borne, there ran a rumor of many worthy fellows that were out. Boss, which was to my belief, Rouse. And rather for that, I saw the tyrant's power afoot. Rose! Now, is the time of help? Your eye in Scotland would create soldiers. Make our women fight to doff their dire stress.
Be there comfort. We are coming here. The gracious England hath lent us good Seward and 10,000 men. An older and better soldier none that Christendom gives us out.
Smoked on my puff.
I bet.
Would I could answer this comfort with the like, but I have words that would be howled out in the desert air, where hearing should not latch them. Boss.
What concern they? The general cause, or is it a fee grief due to some single breast?
No mind that's honest, but ensures some wealth. Though the main part pertains to you alone.
Whoop! If it be mine, keep it not from me. Quickly, let me have it.
Let not your ears despise you. I got a chopper in the car. My tongue, despise my tongue forever. Which shall possess them with the heaviest sound with that ever yet they heard.
Whom I guess at it.
Your castle is surprised. Your wife, babes, savagely slaughtered. To relate the manner where on the quarry of the murdered deer to add the death of you.
Merciful heaven! What, man? Never pull your hat upon your brow. Give sorrow's word, the grief that does not speak. Whispers, oh, fraught heart, and bids it break.
My children too.
Wife, children, servants, all that could be found.
And I must be from thence. My wife killed too.
I have said,
Be comforted. Let's make us medicines for our great revenge to cure this deadly grief.
He has no children. All my pretty ones. Did you say all? Oh, hell kite. All what? All my pretty chickens. And they're damned at one fell swoop.
Dispute it like a man.
I shall do so. But I must also feel it as a man. I cannot but remember such things that were most precious to me. Did heaven look on and would not take their part? Sinful Macduff. They were all struck for thee. Not that I am, not for their own demerits, but for mine, fell slaughter on their souls. Heaven rest them now.
Be this the whetstone of your sword, let's grief. Convert the anger, blunt not the heart, enrage it.
Oh, could I could pay the women with my knives and braggart with my tongue, but gentle heavens, cut short all intermission, front to front, bring thou this friend of Scotland and myself, within my words lean set him, if he escape, heaven forgive him too.
This time goes manly. Come, go where you are to the king. Our power is ready. Our lack is nothing but our leave. Macbeth is right for the shaking, and the power above. Put on their instruments. Receive what cheer you may. The night is long that never finds the day.
let me know why sinks that cauldron and noises this. Oh my God! Sorry.
Okay,
we're
let's
done?
start recording.
Oh,
Nor. Oh God.
son
That's right, boy. Attaboy. Attaboy.
Give it to him, Monroe. Give it to him.
Y'all good.
Why, I can go buy me 20 from the market.
Then you'll buy them and sell them again.
Why would you hold it up? The flame is coming up towards your hand.
Double fire and
My burning cauldron bubble.
Well, it's too late now. They're done.
Yeah.
Yes.